Okay, thanks again for watching Armchair Engineer 85. Really appreciate it, guys. We're closing in on the finish line of this project, the 2015 800R XRS Renegade. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to be doing a coolant fill. This sled is completely drained of all of its coolant. I mean, when I bought it, it was, a stripped apart chassis. The engine was out of it, so yeah, there was no coolant. So what we're going to do is we're going to refill the coolant on this thing. But what you have to do on these sleds is you have to burp the chassis, if you will, and there is a correct way of doing the coolant fill on these sleds, even more so than the coolant that you use. A lot of people focus so much on what type of coolant that they're using. I mean, if you go BRP coolant, that's great, but it's expensive, and some people say coolant is coolant basically. As long as you're using an all makes coolant, you're good to go with a 50-50 mix. So I'm going to show you guys how we're going to do this for a snowmobile. Let's go. Okay, so here's what you're looking at. As you can see here, what you want to do is you want to elevate your sled. Now I have this thing at a healthy angle. It's actually on camera doesn't do it justice, but I have it jacked up here. I jacked it up from the keel. Yes, believe it or not, this sled has a keel. Ladies and gentlemen, that's right out of Formula One. The Ford GT, the sports car, it had a keel. This is sweet. This is why I love this shit. It all spreads over. Anyways, moving on. So the reason for this angle is you want to lift it up as much as you can. Is you want the reservoir bottle to be higher than your heat exchangers, which are down here underneath your tunnel. And that way it'll fill up your heat exchangers and all the air will float to the top. Now, one thing about these Gen 3 chassis, which sucks and is all part and parcel to everything being very crammed in, is your reservoir bottle here. I took the cap off, it's right there. But your reservoir bottle is tucked underneath here and you can't really fill it very easily. So what I went ahead and did was I made my own flex, basically fill nozzle. This flex hose here I kept around. It was off a Yamaha Banshee that I just kept around, just a piece of fuel line or whatnot. It was a coolant line, like a heater hose. And what I did was I took this little funnel here. I had to trim off the end here because the way I did it was I took the hose. Sorry, I'm working one-handed here, so it's tough. I took the hose, I'll put it between my legs, and I fed it down through here. Now, it was super, super tight, so I had to keep trimming until I get to a point that it would just, and I mean just, I had to use a pair of pliers to pull it out through the bottom. And then as you can see down there, there it is right there. And all I did was I took some Teflon tape here and I wrapped it around just to keep it tight. And that is what I'm going to do. Like I said, it's nice and flexible. I can hold it up high like this and I can fill up the coolant in that bottle. And that's what we're going to do. Okay, so here we go. It's in there and it's down to about halfway. I got it fed through here. Comes up here. I use some tape. You can use a clamp, whatever you want. I had some double wide vinyl tape here, so I just taped it to there, and then all I'm going to do is just fill it up here and just watch it go here, and just go slow and just let it drain into the heat exchangers, which are all located under here, and then we'll just go from there. Okay, so I've been filling it here. I got my jug, my press stone here. No, it's not BRP, but it's 50-50 all makes, the green stuff. And I'm gonna see if I can get some audio here of it. As I'm doing it, you can hear it like burping itself. It's like almost sounds like a gargling or something. It's just basically the air's rising to the top. So let's have a look. I'm doing this one-handed. Give me a break. Okay. whole time I'm doing this, I'm looking for any leaks from any of the coolant lines, heater hoses, whatever you want to say. There's your big ones, your main ones, and then you've got a lot of little small ones. I hear nothing, but couldn't get any. And then obviously I'm looking at the expansion tape there, and it's not holding anything like at the cold line. So I just keep filling until I get to that point. Okay, so I did in fact overfill it. You can see it's almost right to the top. Obviously I have it elevated here, so I'm gonna let it down and we're gonna have a look at what happens. I know a lot of people have said that, you know, when you start the sled up, like if you filled it to the correct amount, it'll drop and you have to keep adding. So it's not a bad thing. I would have liked to have got it to the cold line, but anyways, we'll let her down here and see. If I have to take any out, I will. But like I said, once you fire it up, usually they'll start cycling through and the level will drop. So it's sitting flat now on the surface there. The jack isn't doing anything, and yeah, it's went down a bit there. It's about right there. The cold line is right there, so it's a little high. I'm gonna leave it for the night because I wasn't planning. I don't have any fuel for this sled anyways. I gotta go out and get some high test. And I was just gonna leave it for the night anyways and see if it just, works its way down, check for any leaks or drips, give it, 24 hours or so, and then we're going to fire it up soon. Anyways, so this is basically, how to fill the coolant on a Gen 3 Rev chassis, making your own little tool if that's what you got to do. I got the cap back on there. It's not easy, but if you've got a bunch of shit laying around, you can modify something. So if you guys like it, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you around. Armchair Engineer 85, I'm out of here.